Hello there. Hello ladies and gentlemen and lovers of the MGTOW. Did I pronounce it correct? Yeah, I guess so. You see how my face looks today? The filter is called Forest, and I use currently an application that allows you to use filters while you're recording a video. These filters can do different things. They can make your hair look bigger, they can put makeup on you, they can change your look kind of by smoothing your face or making it deeper or changing your facial structure. Is pretty interesting. So, I can even change the filters, I guess, while I'm taking a video. Okay. Cool. Interesting. So, I forgot what filter I was using. Whatever. So, I would like to talk about MGTOW. I agree with the lovers of this movement that women, the majority probably of women, I don't know if it is the majority. In my opinion, it is always the thought that it is not the majority. But probably it is. I don't know. I subscribe to the idea of MGTOWers that the majority of women are nowadays not looking very feminine. They're not behaving very feminine. They're very, they behave very frivolous and easy to get. And I understand that a lot of men are frustrated, but I would like to talk about the reasons why that is. I believe that society nowadays is being weakened through mass media that we're using and marketing strategies, as well as by the government. Now, I would like to change this filter back to normal, natural, that myself. So this is how I look like. And you see how easy it is to change the look of your face. I think this is not even myself right now, because I don't see the little scars that I have here from having acne years ago. So I think it is still smoothing my face. Oh. That's crazy. I'm gonna stop this kind of a recording and I'll just take a normal video. Wow. I understand why some girls and probably guys get addicted to filters. So I believe that the modern world and the way we people live nowadays is making us, both genders, women and men, very unnatural behaving and thinking. I believe that mass media consumption is very bad for your wellness and being, mentally and physically. And I also believe that the modern food industry is making both genders, women and men, weak and behaving not as they were meant to be, aka women feminine and men masculine. I believe that we people should re-evaluate our values and our beliefs and our ways of living, because if we continue buying, for example, and using stuff that modern social media and marketing is recommending for us, then we would end up pretty bad. Let me give you an example. Coca-Cola, Nestle, Milka, other major really big food companies are innovating their marketing strategies with ways that work you very well, and they make you buy the things that they want you to buy. By buying those things, you then get to experience a totally faked taste and food that is so well made in the laboratory that it just tricks your brain to become addicted to this type of a food. then over time, the more you buy these types of foods and clothes that are being very well tailored to your own individual preferences, advertisings, when you start buying foods and clothes and other stuff items from such advertisings, you do then become kind of a subscriber to this type of a world. I would call it the fake world. By choosing to be in this type of a fake world, your human being gets addicted to it over time. It gets more adapted to this type of a world because we as human beings adapt ourselves to changes over time pretty well. Then what happens is, if you start consuming foods that are bad for you, full of sugar, full of carbs, full of veggies, full of simple sugars, then even some types of fruits that are not really well for your digestion, then your gut and microbiome changes from within. And then over time, you get to have a leaky gut, which leaky gut starts to affect your well-being, your way of feeling good, way of feeling energized and happy and positive about life. Over time, you're developing food allergies that will give you depression, anxious behavior, moodiness, cramps in your stomach, perhaps even liver issues and gallbladder problems, enzymatic insufficiency, and so on and so forth. By that being said, I believe that a lot of women behave very weird, very not feminine, very out of their mind, very manipulative, very anxious, very controlling, and all this stuff, because they have food intolerances, and because of these food intolerances, their hormonal balance is imbalanced. I know this is kind of a weird assumption for perhaps the majority of you MGTOW lovers, but this is my experience so far from working with lots of women. I see this pattern of gut weakness that goes up to their brain, and it makes us behave very weird, and then because of that we agree even more to people who try to control us. We women are from nature very agreeable people, and it is the more agreeable than the masculine gender, and because of that we're also more submissive, and we like more dominant men that can control us and I mean controls that can lead us and teach us. And I believe that when the government and still governments and food companies, when they try to manipulate us for buying and accepting things that we shouldn't actually buy and accept, they weaken both genders. And add to this statement also the freedom of speech, which nowadays is being almost erased, and you create a social democracy, which is not by any way different than communism. And I can confirm that because I'm born in Eastern Europe and in a country from in an ex-communist country, and I have seen what the democratic socialism is, means, and does. And I can say that controlling the food intake of people, the amount of the food and the quality of the food, is a very good way for manipulating both genders, and it works just so well. Yes, so you can change someone by changing him from within, or her. You can change someone a lot and influence him or her a lot by changing first their diet and values, by erasing also their traditions. Oh, traditions. Traditions is another topic that I would like to talk about another day, but this is just like a short statement to why I agree that men should have their own interests and they should not let themselves be controlled by women, and that they should not base their lives on relationships and having to be in love by necessity and this stuff. I believe that everybody should be like, in a way, like Nikola Tesla, just in his own interests and world, if you get me what I mean. Okay, so that was my statement for today. Have a great day.